Harlan Barnett has tried to get his kids ready and just keep them as shielded as really they can be from the outside noise.
I talked to Mark D'Antonio, who's helping out down the field before the game. He said the coaches and the players are doing an amazing job. They just have to play cleaner football. And how about this? Iowa wins the toss and is receiving the football after gaining 76 yards and no points a week ago at Penn State. Kirk Ferentz is saying, you know what, let's put that offense right back out on the field and start fresh tonight.
31-0. They lose in the whiteout game. So Jonathan Kim will send it deep for Michigan State. And we'll see, it looks like it will be a touchback. And it will bring out Cade McNamara in this Iowa offense. We've seen this happen a lot in the transfer portal era. You go out and you get an experienced and highly successful quarterback. Iowa did it, and they're hoping for some greater results this week.
Yeah, and I just think he'll get better and better the more he plays. And one thing you got to keep in mind, this guy came back from a knee injury a year ago at Michigan. He's healthy, he starts camp, and early in training camp, August 12th, he has a serious quad injury, misses a bunch of training camp, and you can still, it still is affecting him. He's not 100%, but he is a talented guy and a very confident and composed quarterback.
Two tight ends to start the game. This is what Iowa does. Power football with the running back, LeSean Williams. Play action on first down, fires, and McNamara gets his first completion. It's a catch and run for Deontay Vines on a first down. The fellow Michigan transfer, Eric All, in there as well. This is another completion. Nico Ragaini on the first down, catch and run. Two other running backs banged up, Caleb Johnson and Jazian Patterson. How about 3 for 3 to start the game for Cade McNamara? This one goes to Steven Stilianos, another tight end. Second down and 1.
13 personnel, 3 tight ends in for this short yardage.
And they give it to the back, Moulton up the gut for the first down. Handoff, it'll be Williams. And the stutter step picks up 5. McNamara on 2nd and 5. Oh, it's dropped. He was looking for Eric All, and it brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 5. McNamara poised to the outside, incomplete. Seth Anderson, the intended target. And now a likely field goal for the Hawkeyes. So it'll be a 40-yard attempt for the sophomore Drew Stevens, who's 4 for 5 on the season. And it is perfect. First field goal from 40 or beyond of the season for Stevens. Brian Ferentz in his 7th season as the offensive coordinator with the Hawkeyes. He played offensive line here from 2001 to 2005, a cup of coffee in the NFL as well, and then spent some time as a coach with the Patriots before coming back and joining his father's staff. And he's under a lot of scrutiny this year, but that first drive got into Michigan State territory, cashed in with a field goal, as this will be returnable. Tyrell Henry, and it's the first kick return allowed by Iowa this season. A little end around on the reverse for Alante Brown with some good space to run. He picks up 9. Xavier Wampa lays the boom at the end of the play. It's 2nd and 1.
Look at this formation. Look how wide these receivers are. And this is like Tennessee-esque.
Nate Carter, the running back, wrapped up. They gave him the first down on the run from Brown, but this one goes back to the line of scrimmage. Deontay Craig swallows him up. Play action on 2nd and 10. Kim rolls, he's dangerous with his legs, fires on the run. Malik Carr, this is what this dude does. He just vacuums in these footballs and picks up 4. They don't call Malik the Freak for nothing. 3rd and 5. Kim flushed out. Kim on the run again. Carr makes the catch, but he's short of the first down. Ryan Eckley, the punter here. Michigan State uses 2 of them. Cooper DeJean, the all-everything player for Iowa, back, but he lets it go, and what a die on the bounce. This will be downed at the 2. Eckley is fired up. But now they're pinned all the way back at their own 3-yard line for Cade McNamara, LeSean Williams, who has the handoff, and he's taken down in the backfield. That was one of the big keys for Michigan State defensive coordinator Scotty Hazelton. Now McNamara getting out of trouble, and he just goes down at the 1.
Took a bad shot, too. He took a bad shot right on the back, on his back, the back of his head.
And he doesn't look great. And remember, he had that quad injury.
Yeah, and he's grabbing his leg, too.
Exactly. He went down before the contact came. Cade McNamara being helped off the field.
Yeah, just so sad to see. I mean, he's battled through so much stuff. They got off to a good start. Now, for his backup, Deacon Hill, first and foremost, he has to get this snap cleanly.
And do that, he'll just charge forward. He's a big body, listed at 6'3", nearly 260 pounds. And the transfer from Wisconsin does provide a little bit of breathing room. The good news for Iowa, they have one of the best punters in the country, and Tory Taylor will have to try to flip the field best he can. But now the concern means past that, the rest of this game potentially, if Cade McNamara can't return. Deacon Hill, new to this program, arrived in the spring. They said he's just been getting comfortable both with the system and with his teammates, but he's got a rocket arm. He's not as mobile as Cade maybe, but he does have ability, and we'll see what he's got moving forward tonight. So Taylor is in there, and he lets it rip for Tyrell Henry. And how about that? This kid is ridiculous. Henry, and nowhere to go. The punt coverage and the special teams. Kurt Ferentz said that Iowa was going to have to win that considerably tonight, and that's a great start from Taylor and company. Gets that one for 56 yards. First down carry, Nate Carter, who has had a spectacular start to his Michigan State career and trying to just find some sort of crease. Fresh set of downs, Kim over the middle, right back to Carr, who breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and explodes just shy of the 30 with a flag down.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 85. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
First down, Kim, swing it to the outside. Carr looking for that corner. He can't find it on the edge. Tripped up by Wampa. He said he looks at him as a security blanket, makes it easy on everything else. This time they pitch it. Carter. And he picks up 2 more. It'll be 3rd and short with another flag.
At Michigan State.
Offense number 92. 15-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Evan Morris is the backup tight end who's in for Malik Carr. Here he is right here. And this is a costly penalty. And penalties and turnovers have been the problem.
We talked to Cooper DeJean, star defensive back from Iowa, about Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator. He said he doesn't want to give up an inch. Well, he just got a little bit more room to work with. Kim gets through the hole across the 20, picks up a couple there as DeJean does make the tackle. It'll be 3rd and long. And Cade McNamara, everybody in this building right now is just hoping for positive news, and that looks like anything but.
I can't imagine it's any good news. I mean, he's not putting any weight on his left leg at all, and they're taking him into the locker room now. Carr back in the game.
3rd and 14.
Middle screen.
Pump, Carr. He's going to have to survey through. He's tripped up across the 15, and Wampa delivers that final hit. Jonathan Kim from 31 yards out, and we are even at 3 apiece. Now we'll go to the backup quarterback on the other side, Deacon Hill. And one other reminder, at the end of this first quarter, one of the coolest traditions in all of college football, we've got the Hawkeye Kinnick wave, where everybody in this stadium will turn to the Children's Hospital that overlooks Kinnick Stadium and will wave to the kids as they come to the window. I got a chance to experience it last year, Todd. It is goosebumps guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, so Deacon Hill is in for the injured Cade McNamara quarterback. Le'Shawn Williams is the running back, and they're going to hand it to him on first down. He is stuffed in the backfield again. Michigan State is getting home. This one, Simeon Barrow. Now 2nd and 13. First pass for Hills, another completion. Right back to Vines, who nearly escaped on the spin move, but is dumped down at the 28. Hill lets it fly. Incomplete. His receiver, Eric All, slipped, and it will be 4th down. Deacon Hill's going to have to learn on the fly. He redshirted in 2021 at Wisconsin. Didn't see much playing time as Tory Taylor's second punt of the day goes deep with a fair catch by Henry, made at the 25 for a 47-yard boot. We talked to some of the players from the Iowa side. They literally said, this was a direct quote, "We would do anything for those kids," and you believe it. It's genuine. Another completion to Carr.
Yeah, Iowa's got to figure something else out.
Well, Kim right now is given every single underneath route a major chance on his first look.
Jay Johnson said it's important to be good, but most important to be patient in our pass game.
Nate Carr gets the first down on that 2nd down scamper, just shy of the 40. Reaction. This one's going to go to Trey Mosley, today's captain and the OG of this wide receiver room, picks up another 5. Carter on the delayed handoff. First down and more inside Iowa territory, spilled out across the 45. First quarter coming to a close here. Will they get off a play? They will not. carry, goes up the gut for a couple of yards, and Jalen Barbarian picks it up. There's Malik Carr out of the tent. That's a good sight for Michigan State.
It's a good sight, but he doesn't have his helmet on, and that's not a great sight. You know, we made this point before the break in the first quarter. Noah Kim and Jay Johnson saying, we've got to be good in our passing game, but most importantly, we have to be patient, because Iowa doesn't give up big plays, and we can't get bored taking the hitches and taking the easy throws. And so far, he's done a great job of that, 7 for 7.
Go to the air on 2nd and 9, right back to Mosley. Gets across the edge and then dragged out of bounds. It'll set up 3rd and 5. Nick Jackson with a nice job in pursuit to make the tackle on 3rd and 4. And now Carter, no, Kim keeps it himself. Doesn't have any running room. He's taken down. Picks up 2, needed 4, and it's 4th down. This one 4th and 2.
I think they got a free one. I think they got the free first down.
Kim lobs it, sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Glover, but the flag did come in, and Kim recognized it on the free play.
Really nice job by Noah Kim using the snap count there to get a free play. And then he made a nice throw, gave his guy a chance to make a play down the field, knowing he already had the first down conversion.
Todd, we got to remind everybody, this is the first road game of the season for
right.
Michigan State, and it's a hostile environment. Kinnick is not an easy place to play. This is a blackout game. Everybody is decked out and energized for it. Noah Kim has just started 8 for 8 and gets the first down. That one, oh, he just threw it right past his intended target, Tyrell Henry, and Cooper DeJean was lurking in the shadows. 2nd and 10, play clock under 5. And they just get it off in time. Kim delivers complete on a slant. This one a Montori Foster to pick up 8. Let's go downstairs to KT with an injury update.
Well, we saw Malik Carr with his right cleat off in the tent. He was trying to walk it out with some tape around it when he got back out of the tent. He has been testing it out, but has since left the field on his own will to go to the locker room, guys.
All right, appreciate it, KT. 10th play of the drive. A run up the middle is a first down. Nate Carter. Jay Higgins met him, and Carter dragged him forward for an extra 2 yards. First down, play action. Kim looking towards the end zone, overthrows his intended target, Jalen Franklin, the tight end. Todd, you mentioned it, this Iowa defense, always good in the red zone. They've struggled at times this year, especially last week against Penn State in the 31-0 loss. Kim around the edge, good blocking in front, and he'll gain 4. Joyner the back, 3rd and 5. Kim, through his progressions, flushed out, in trouble, gets rid of it, through the hands of his intended target. He put it in the direction of Evan Morris. So Kim already made from 31, this one from 32. Grad transfer from North Carolina. Career long of 52, he's got the leg. This one somewhat of a chip shot for him. And Kim just sneaks it in. So Michigan State with back-to-back field goals, they take their first lead of the night. White's going to take this out just shy of the goal line. Looking for a seam and is tripped up just across the 20-yard line. Hill, quick delivery and a completion to the outside for Vines. Williams the back, they'll go play action on a bootleg. And Hill on the run, incomplete, looking for all. Hill with protection. Oh, nearly intercepted. Well, Iowa's offense had 3 first downs early, since then 3 punts, and when you've got Torrey Taylor, it might not be the worst thing, as this one is returnable and has dumped out Tyrell Henry just shy of the 25. Now it's going to be Jalen Berger, the Wisconsin transfer, in at running back on the delayed handoff. Got a nice seam by the offensive line, picks up 3. Nick Jackson just drags him down. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Berger had a productive year last year with nearly 700 yards on the ground. Got another handoff. This time it's sniffed out. He does end up getting positive yardage, picks up 2, but Fisher on the stop. Still at just 17 points per game. This defense is the backbone of this team on 3rd and 4.
Blitz.
Kim lofts it, complete. Trey Mosley along the sideline, tiptoes out of bounds, just shy of midfield. Sets up first down at the 49. Kim right back to the air, a dart to the outside is dropped by Foster. 2nd and 10, handed off, Carter puts the head down. You see Jackson just tried to punch that ball loose, but Carter so strong at 5'10", 200 pounds, keeps the rock in his grasp and picks up 4. 3rd and 6. Kim, design run. Kim breaks free for a first down. Just wiggled through before Wampa trips him up, but another conversion of 15 yards on the ground. Something that this offense had been searching for more of. Kim using his legs. Now Carter around the outside. He'll pick up 13 more. Gets it to the red zone on a first down carry. Look out, Antonio Gates Jr. has been inserted into the game at the top of your screen. Matched up with Jamari Harris. Kim will go to the air on first down. Kim fires towards the end zone, overthrew it, and Cooper DeJean was there for the interception. Gives the ball back to Iowa. Play action now for Hill on first down. Right underneath for Eric All with a whole lot of room to run. All turning on the Jets and gets across midfield into Spartan territory. 32 on the catch and run, but a flag.
We're going to have 32, and we're going to have a roughing the passer at the end of the play, I believe, on Michigan State to tack on.
And Halliday heading towards the sideline for the Spartans.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 52. We'll add 15 yards to the end of the run.
They had 5 turnovers last week, and this season, opponents have scored 42 of their 93 points against Michigan State off of turnovers. That's 45% of the points they've given up have come off of giving the football away. Kamari Moulton, the freshman running back in there. Play action for Hill. Hill sets the feet, delivers, complete again.
Get the foot down.
Eric All goes upstairs, hauls it in. They're going to call it a catch. So Hayden Large, the fullback, makes an appearance now on first down. I formation for Moulton.
13 personnel, 3 tight ends in the game, power.
Hand it to him, Moulton, and he's picked up immediately. Maybe gains 1 as Brule was among the first ones there.
I like that Brian Ferentz has confidence to call the plays right now and put him in a good position.
Swing it right back to All. Get in the hands of your playmakers. All slips away, stays on his feet. All is in. Touchdown, Iowa.
Are you kidding?
How about that for your first career touchdown pass, Deacon Hill? To get this to a 4-point game, and he does.
And once again, the turnover that leads directly to points comes back and bites Michigan State again.
Noah Kim back on the offensive side. They get it to Foster on first down and let him burst forward for 9.
A good easy completion to get the quarterback back involved, back in the right mindset.
Deep drop, Kim slings it, incomplete.
Really nice throw.
And the flag does come in there as DeJean and Glover were matched up along the sideline.
It's a good throw by Kim. It was better coverage by DeJean, but let's see what the penalty is back in the offensive backfield.
Mark Klaczynski, our referee.
Holding. Offense number 53. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Play clock down to 1. Kim does get it off in time and just hands it off for Nate Carter. Not a whole lot of running room. Does get 2, but it sets up 3rd and 19. Kim is 12 of 17. Has the interception on the last possession. Play action on 3rd and 19. Kim with protection, just lofts it, complete, but not a whole lot of room for Fitzpatrick, who spun out of bounds shy of the 30. Phil Parker's defense getting it done as they always seem to do. Parker now in his 12th season as defensive coordinator here at Iowa. Replaced another guy with the same last name, but no relation. We were talking about that before, by the way, this week. That's insane.
Well, and the fact that they've both done such a great job.
Exactly.
You thought they had to be related.
100%.
Right? Norm Parker was originally on the staff with Kirk Ferentz, and now Phil Parker.
Eckley sends it deep to DeJean, who has had a couple of returns in his day, but will let this one bounce all the way to the 21. And that's where backup quarterback Deacon Hill and company will start this drive out. We'll see if they can get that running game going a little bit. Not a whole lot to work with to this point, just 10 yards so far on the ground. Hill will go play action, dump it on a screen. Le'Shawn Williams looking to set up his blockers, and then Halliday breaks free, but so does Williams. He got through the tackle and then spun down across the 25 by Zion Young. Those first downs do at least pause the clock, so you can work a little bit from there, but a minute to play in the second quarter for Iowa. Hill on 2nd and 5 over the middle. It's tipped up. Oh, dangerous as Vines couldn't haul it in, and Malik Spencer lurking there in the area. Brian Ferentz gets the drive for 325. They need to average 25 a game. They're at 21. A score here at the end of the half would do wonders. Here's a 3rd and 5 for Hill. Steps up in the pocket, unloads. Oh, it's dropped again by Vines. He put it on the money, and Vines just couldn't reel it in.
I like the aggressiveness that we're seeing out of Brian Ferentz in the play calling right now. They're not holding back with the backup quarterback.
Taylor will let it fly. Michigan State will have all 3 timeouts to work with as Henry lets it bounce out of bounds just in front of the 25-yard line. Carter in at running back, and they will go to the air with Kim. Tries to get rid of it and does, but short for Carter. Kim took a shot at the end of the play.
You don't want to do anything silly here with the football.
And they'll throw it again. Kim steps into one, complete.
Wow.
Montori Foster, first down.
Will they use one of their timeouts?
I don't think they have quite yet.
I thought they were
Timeout.
yeah, they
And then they go.
that they
Michigan
were.
State,
Yeah.
their first of the half.
Fresh set of downs, nearing midfield. Kim, dump it. Carter's going to have to get away. He won't. Y.A. Black. Jeremy Bernard also transferred to Washington, so a lot of production gone. Here's a 2nd and 15 with the quarter winding down. Kim, patient, finds a connection. It's Montori Foster out of bounds and into Iowa territory. 11 seconds left here in the second, trying to get to around the 35. Carter says he believes he's a great route runner out of the backfield. Number 5 in white. Kim delivers. It's caught by Foster again. They're going to have to use that timeout with the clock rolling.
Yep. Really nice tackle by Jamari Harris.
Michigan State, their 3rd and final charge timeout.
Jonathan Kim, the kicker, is out there, and it looks like they're going to attempt what is going to end up being a 58-yard field goal. His career long earlier this year, 52 against Richmond. Grad transfer from UNC.
I'm surprised Iowa's not putting a guy back like Cooper DeJean to see if they could return it if it's short. They have everybody up around the ball.
Iowa does have a timeout. They won't use it. Kim from 58 yards away.
Oh my goodness.
He drills it.
What a kick.
Jonathan Kim. Incredible.
That's why they only have 9 points, and they find themselves behind by 1 here to start the 3rd quarter.
To your point, they lost by a combined score of 72-16 the last 2 weeks. Fair catch made by Henry as we go down to KT.
Yeah, and you talk about that Michigan State offense, guys. They're going to have to go the rest of the way without one of their leading threats on offense, tight end Malik Carr. Harlan Barnett just told me he is out for the remainder of this game with a right foot injury, and he said Malik is a huge part of our offense. That means that other tight ends are going to have to step up and play. It's an opportunity for someone else to perform. He said he told his team to keep playing the way they're playing. He said, we've had the opportunities to make plays. We've made them. Now keep making them, and be sure to eliminate the penalties.
Well, the 2 tight ends that would be thrust into that spotlight, Jalen Franklin and Evan Morris, and Morris is in there on first down. As is Nate Carter. He's got the handoff, finds the hole, and just dives forward for 5. Stays in there on 2nd down and 6. Delayed handoff, Carter on the misdirection. Looking for the outside, he's found it. Finds the edge across the 35 and spilled out of bounds just shy of the 40. First down, Kim back to the air. On the slant, knocked down at the line. Dangerous throw. Y.A. Black, Joe Evans, both in the area, and Black with more pressure in the backfield. Black has been active today, the junior from Marshall, Minnesota. Last year, just 11 tackles, but thrust into more playing time with a suspension of Noah Shannon this year. Kim flushed out immediately, fires on the run. Another first down completion to Montori Foster out of bounds.
Foster's a guy who didn't start playing high school football till he was a senior. He was a basketball guy.
Fake it to Berger. Kim with all sorts of time. It's intercepted. Threw it across the field, and it's taken away for the second time. Back-to-back weeks now for Noah Kim with 2 interceptions. And now DeJean Williams, the first time. He loses the football. Michigan State has it. Halliday going the other way. He's got space. Halliday is going to score. Touchdown, Michigan State.
I think it was Adelia who knocks the ball out, number 52. And it pops right up to Halliday. So back-to-back turnovers, and this one, Michigan State turns into a score. Watch number 52 just punch the ball out right there. The ball's out. It goes right into the stomach of Halliday. Wow. What a turn of events.
I'm not sure there's a better right place, right time than that. Literally, that ball was ejected directly into his chest. And the straight line to the end zone. Now the extra point from Jonathan Kim, who set a new Kinnick Stadium record with a 58-yard field goal to finish the first half, extends the lead to 6. Another freshman from Fort Lauderdale, originally planned to play at FAU. Fake the pitch, throw on the run, another completion for Hill, a catch and run. Steven Stylianos, one of the tight ends replacing the injured Luke Lachey, with a first down catch and run. If you're just joining us, Cade McNamara injured on the second series of the game, the starting quarterback for Iowa, as Hill hands it off, and there is Moulton slippery up the middle, and Cal Halliday finally gets him down. 7 of 12, 94 yards, and a touchdown in replacing McNamara. He's looked poised for somebody who's still fresh to the program, as we saw DeJean Williams on the sideline after the fumble. They'll stick with Moulton, hand it to him on the outside. Moulton finds the hole, first down into Michigan State territory.
Really great job by the center, Logan Jones, number 65.
Play action. Hill with time. Dials up a deep ball down the middle. Incomplete. Anderson was streaking there and into double coverage. There's a flag down as Spencer was in the area.
See what the penalty is.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Says that could absolutely go either way, touch and go, but it extends it now first down just shy of the 30. Hill, wobbly, intercepted. Another turnover on either side. This time Angelo Gross reads it, takes it away. Michigan State ball. Now they'll run it on first down. Carter's tripped up, loses one. Still averaging 6 yards a carry. It's just, he can be so explosive and break one loose at any time. Kim rolls, fires, and just throws it away. Play clock under 5.
They didn't get it off.
They give it to him anyway, over the middle. Kim.
No, they didn't get it off. They threw the flag. And
delayed handoff. Carter makes one man miss. Carter dragging tacklers. He got it. Nate Carter, the ferocity and the tenacity to move the sticks.
And Michigan State is just conceding the down. They're calling a draw on 3rd and 15, conceding the down, and a missed tackle right at the point of attack by Ethan Herkett, number 49. He's unblocked. He overruns the play. And all of a sudden, Nate Carter turns it into a first down.
They are going to have to look at this spot because it was bang, bang.
The previous play is the runner made the line to gain for a first down. The play's under further review.
So they're looking at this right here with Nate Carter.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball short of the line to gain. 4th down.
And they're going to go for it on 4th down. Less than a yard. Iowa preparing for a QB sneak. And they're going to push it. Kim looks like he stopped. Iowa pushing it back.
Really close. Now remember, Noah Kim is not very big. He's 6'2", but only 185 pounds. And he did not get a lot of push on that. Now they didn't need a lot, but this is going to be close and worth a measurement.
The ruling on the field stands. First down, Iowa.
Handed off on first down, Moulton. He scampers ahead for maybe 4. Play action. Hill. A lot of time. Dump it down. Not a whole lot of room to work with. It was a completion to Steven Stylianos. But now third down upcoming as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You got to believe Eric All is got to be an intended target here. He's the tight end down at the bottom.
3rd and 6. Feeling the pressure. Hill gets dumped. Immediate pressure from Chester Kimbrough. So that'll be Drew Stevens from 53 yards out. He added nearly 30 pounds of muscle for this exact reason, and you show off the leg. Stevens from 53 gets this to within 3. Kinnick Stadium is ready to explode at some point. They're just looking for one of those plays to completely turn the tide of the game. They thought they had it on the 4th down stop, but Iowa had to settle for the field goal and bring this to a 3-point game, bringing back out Noah Kim. Kim, quick drop and quick delivery for another completion out of bounds. Glover. 2nd and 1. Kim's going to keep, and he's got some good room to work with. Little juke move across the 40. Kim, little trickeration, another one on the reverse to Brown, and it is sniffed out. Iowa sees it immediately. Flag is down as Schulte goes low for the tackle.
Well, the penalty was on the guy trying to block Schulte. He blocked him in the back. It didn't change the play.
Only go block in the back. Offense number 15. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Hand it to him. Berger, patient, and he just plunges forward. Kim with time, pumps, pulls it down. Kim throws it away. Berger was the man in the area to avoid any sort of intentional grounding. Another punt for Ryan Eckley, and he will send it away to one of the most dangerous players on the field. Cooper DeJean already with an interception today. Call for the fair catch and make it at the 10.
Beautiful punt. My goodness. The Michigan State defense has held Iowa to 156 total yards in the game. Pretty impressive showing here so far.
And now Iowa still has yet to send LeSean Williams back out there since the fumble. So this will be a 1st down handoff to Terrell Washington before he's met by Derek Harmon. 2nd and 7. Play action for Hill. Keeping him on the move. He's hit as he throws out of bounds in the direction of Ragaini. He had that electric touchdown towards the end of the 1st half. The only offensive touchdown of the day for both teams. And now a handoff on 3rd down and 7 is going nowhere, and the crowd not happy as LeSean Williams was bottled up after a gain of 1. And again, Tory Taylor, the punter from Australia, one of the best in the country. Let's see what he has here. Tyrell Henry is back deep. Not a great one, and it doesn't get a great bounce either.
No, it hit an Iowa player and it didn't give him a chance to get anything out of the bounce. And they had that happen last week against Penn State, and it cost them a turnover.
They've been strong, but this is good starting field position now for their offense, and we'll see if they can leave a dent on this Iowa defense. Nate Carter weaving his way. That's a good start. Picks up 8. And Iowa forced another turnover. 2 interceptions off of Noah Kim. One from DeJean, one from Castro. 2nd and 2. Back to Carter. And he puts the head down, now bursts free. Carter spun down. He runs so hard across the 25, or rather the 35, as DeJean does go down low to get him.
The thing that I like about him is he's the kind of back that if a play is blocked to gain 3 yards, he can turn it into 5, 6, or 7 yards because of how hard he runs. And he told us, you know, he likes to consider himself a combo of old school and creativity. He loves Josh Jacobs as a runner, the old school, and Christian McCaffrey as the versatility back.
See some of that hybrid. 1st down, feed the hot hand. Stutter step, just you see the legs keep churning even when he's bottled up. Carter tripped up. Nice play to come up. Castro had the interception earlier in the quarter, and it's 3rd down. And a flag is down. This is going to move backward.
Offense number 19, 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So that gets it to the 33. That makes a field goal about 51 yards, and it also potentially changes the play call from 34 to 39.
Well, it definitely changes the play call. I mean, they got the backup tight end, Jalen Franklin, on the penalty. There's the movement right there.
That is ever so slight.
Yeah, it is, but it's a penalty, and you're right about the play call. Now Noah Kim saying, look, let's at least get back into field goal range. If we can get the first down, great, but if not, let's get it back into a makeable range.
Kim stays in the pocket, steps up, incomplete, a little bit too far out in front of Jalen Franklin, and it's 4th down. And we'll see if Kim can stay perfect to extend the lead back to 6. And his kick hits the upright, no good. Iowa with a chance to drive this length of the field, 38 seconds, head into the 4th quarter here, maybe with some momentum. Hill, through his progressions, through the hands of his intended target. It was Ragaini. Love to see that. Cade McNamara, he's as experienced as they come around the country. He's led his team to the college football playoff a couple years ago with Michigan, but staying positive on the sideline, and that one, a skipper to Vines, is going to be incomplete. Hill just trying to find that rhythm again now. He's 8 of 17 on the night throwing the football.
And see, these are hard throws. Defense showing pressure. They might come out. They might come after him. They're bringing pressure.
Hill, a little too high for Vines, and a 3 and out. And this is a difficult position for Hill, getting his first legitimate action as Taylor lets another punt go and just flips the field beautifully on a fair catch from Tyrell Henry, just shy of the 25.
All I know is that Travis Kelce was a pretty big deal and a pretty advertising darling before this, and now his stuff's going through the roof.
Skyrocketing.
So, yeah, it's been a good deal for him all the way around.
We head to the 4th quarter. Second down and 7 to start the 4th quarter for this Michigan State offense. Jalen Berger in the game. Nate Carter will get a blow. He's up to 100 yards on the ground for the Spartans. Kim feels immediate pressure, just lets it fly, and he does get a completion of 2 yards to Foster.
Yeah, really nice job by Foster getting that foot down. Had to go airborne to make the catch. Well, they've held him out 3 of 11 on 3rd down so far.
Kim stays in the pocket, now rolls. On the run and out of bounds.
And make it 3 of 12. Well, you know what? Let's put a little bit of the pressure on the offensive line of Iowa. They've got to step up.
Eckley, a fantastic punt
kidding?
Inside the 10. Can they get to it? Yes, it dies at the 5. Second of the day that Eckley has pinned them deep with a Conor McGregor celebration to boot. Brown in motion. Play action. Hill, he's got a lot of time, lets the play develop, then just dumps it down and gains 1 for Ostrenga. Handoff, no running room. Moulton is swallowed up and gains 2. Kobe Winman ruled out for the season. Mangum out. Brantley out. Jackson out. Butler. Here's a 3rd and 8. Hill has to get out of the end zone. Gets rid of it just in time. It's incomplete, and the flag comes in.
Now they're going to bail him out.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
So they've got to hold the ball and possess it a little bit on this drive.
Moulton stood up. Your typical quarterback build, 6'3", 260 pounds, but he's shown that he's got plenty of arm strength, and another completion to Ragaini across the 25. 3rd and 5. Hill delivers, complete. First 3rd down conversion of the day to Seth Anderson.
And you can't throw it any better. Seth Anderson is in the slot. He's running the slant. It's a perfect throw, and he caught it with his hands. I mean, that's well done by a quarterback and receiver.
Handoff up the middle, and Moulton again just kind of smothered right away after he picks up 1. 2nd and 9. Hill dials up a deep one. Incomplete. Anderson was hit.
Penalty. I mean,
Hill hit as he throws. It's dropped. Caleb Brown, the Ohio State transfer, had a chance to extend the drive. Instead, it's 4th down. And this is at least what you said, Todd. They gave themselves some breathing room.
Yep.
Now Torrey Taylor can see if he can pin them deep, as he's done so many times before. Line drive kick, fair catch made at the 11 by Tyrell Henry.
False start, illegal motion. Iowa so locked into
False
movement.
Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Noah Kim just cannot afford another turnover.
Hand it off. Carter. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Xavier Wampa adds to his tally. 2nd and 11. Kim, swing it out. Henry with some space. Gets through the hole and has the first down.
Well, what a beautiful job by Evan Morris, number 92.
Get it to him. Carter, stutter step. That's exactly what you said. Most running backs there maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. He turns it into 2 to 3 yards.
Yeah, I mean, which are positive gains because it keeps you a little bit ahead of the sticks.
Back to Carter. He slips behind the line of scrimmage. Jackson was there either way, so he loses 2. It'll be 3rd and 10. Kim just gets rid of it. Already an interception today.
Yeah.
Last year in the blackout game, he had a punt return for a touchdown against Wisconsin.
But
they have more magic.
Eckley has done a great job of directional punting.
And this one's a shank.
Wow.
Won't even get to midfield.
He's had a wonderful night until right now.
We'll start from the Spartan 38. Swing it, right on cue, it's all. Makes one man miss. All across the 35 and then upended at the 33. Williams protects the ball and then he just squirms forward, slithers through, and he's close to that first down. It's 3rd and 1.
They could sneak it right there. I could see that because Michigan State was not thinking quarterback sneak on that play, so there was a gap in the middle right away.
Good experience in there. First down throw. Hill, another drop.
Yeah, this is unacceptable. 6 drops now.
Hill. Batted down. Intercepted. No, it's incomplete. Oh, it looked like Halliday got underneath it.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
LeSean Williams, burst of speed, and it looks like he's a yard shy of the first down, so if nothing else, a shorter field goal attempt as he picks up 9. So Stevens will look to tie the game. This one from 36 yards out, already good from 40 and 53 today. And the sophomore evens things up, 16 apiece. Remember, no Malik Carr, the #1 target for Kim. Play action, first down, and he just lofts it a little too high for Foster. Right back to the air for Kim. On the run. Oh, a completion. It'll be short of the first down for Foster, but he came back for it, and Kim just stayed patient on that one to make it 3rd down and 3. They need 3. And they moved Evan Morris. Another shift.
Again. Yeah.
Deep drop. Kim unloads. Incomplete. He gave Trey Mosley a shot, but DeJean was locked up in coverage, and it's 4th down. And this one much better. But room for DeJean to work. Crowd can sense it. DeJean across midfield, breaks the tackle. DeJean down the sideline. Goodbye. Touchdown, Iowa. Critical extra point, and Stevens sticks it.
And then Cooper DeJean just showed what he's all about.
Stevens sends it away for a touchback. He'll throw on first down. Time runs out, and he's flushed. Directing traffic, throws it away. Swing it, Mosley. Good blocking, and he does get that half. Oh, he loses the football at the end. Iowa jumps on it, and they give him the possession.
Well, there was a big-time hit.
Only 2 timeouts remaining for Michigan State. Williams up the middle, finds the seam, keeps the legs going across the 25-yard line, and makes it 2nd down and 5. Malik Spencer back in the game, has another tackle.
Same play.
Up the gut, Williams bounces off, he's got the 1st down. Williams, stutter step, gains 3 more.
Same play, just the other way. And again, they're just going to stick with this. They're going to force Michigan State to use their
Michigan
timeouts.
State, their 2nd of the half.
Put all in motion. Williams. And will be gobbled up at the 14. 3rd and 5. Williams pushing the pile. He stops short. Snow, the first one there. 4th down upcoming. No more timeouts for Michigan State. So this one will tick down all the way to about a minute to play in this 4th quarter. And a field goal, in all likelihood, puts out of reach. However, if they go for it, the 1st down most certainly ends the game. So a 29-yard attempt for Stevens, and a flag is going to be thrown.
Before the ball was snapped. False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
34-yard attempt. And the kick is good. In all likelihood, it looks like Michigan State will be dropping their 3rd consecutive game. There's Kim. His pass batted in the air and incomplete. It feels like right now this is the turning point of the season. If they can find that right groove together, if they can find that right feeling of just having each other's backs, they can still find a way to make this a fairly successful season. They've got Rutgers next week on the road, a team that's much improved this year. They'll go for it on 4th and 8. Kim, long ball.
Nice throw.
Complete. Jalen Franklin, the backup tight end. Clock runs. 15 seconds left for Kim. Another long one. Picked off. Undercut by Jamari Harris. And there's the nail in the coffin. Iowa takes advantage. It'll be one final knee from Deacon Hill. The backup quarterback replaces Cade McNamara and helps lead the Hawkeyes to the win. But at the end of the day, Cooper DeJean is the man in Iowa City.